All right, guys, I have not been this excited about a new plugin in a very long time. And there's probably nothing that has changed my drum mixing for the better this much since, I don't know, getting my first drum trigger plugin like 15 years ago. So I think you guys are going to love this as much as I do. Let's check it out. Okay, I'm going to solo the snare. This is a drum gate plugin called Silencer. It's by my plugin company, Black Salt Audio, and I believe this is the best drum gate ever designed. I mean, this is everything I wished that I could do with the drum gate ever since I started mixing, and I've tried a whole bunch of different plugins and workarounds and complicated parallel chains. This beats all of them. And the best part about it is it's dead simple. Like, I hate complicated plugins. If I pull a plugin up and it's got like 15 different knobs and sliders for me to worry about, I won't even touch it. I won't even use it. So part of my whole ethos with Black Salt Audio is to really make the plugins as usable and enjoyable to use and simple as possible, eliminate as many controls as we possibly can. It really should be quick and easy for you to dial in a plugin and get the sound that you want. So let me demonstrate just how easy it is on the kick drum. So here's our kick track. Let's go ahead and insert silencer. Okay, so across the top here, we've got 4 different modes. We've got kick, snare top, snare bottom, and toms. And each of these modes is specifically dialed in for detection accuracy so that we're not going to have the gate opening on mistriggers. So for example, on a snare, when we have big cymbal or kick hits, we're not going to have that opening the gate mistakenly. Same thing with all the other modes. And it's also dialing in a lot of the different changes to the algorithm under the hood that's going to enable this to gate and filter out high frequency bleed as transparently as possible, depending on what the source track is. So all you got to do is select the mode. In this case, it's going to be kick. I mean, basically with default settings, it's fine, right? I mean, for a kick drum, we might shorten the release here. I mean, essentially in 5 seconds, you've changed a live kick drum mic to sounding completely isolated, almost like it was a sample. And let me show you on snare bottom as well. So we're going to select snare bottom mode. So once again, just with the default settings, you're pretty much there. With the snare bottom, you might want to make it a little shorter again. Might want to allow a little more sizzle through. Sounds amazing. Let me show you what it's doing on the toms here. So if we bypass all the silencer. And again, it's the exact same thing. Let me show you on, let's go to the middle tom here. So we got toms mode. Basically, actually, yeah, completely default settings here. And you'll notice how much top end we can add without worrying about any cymbal bleed here. We're adding 9 dB here at 8K, another few dB at 4.5. I could crank this up even more if I wanted. You'll notice no matter how much top end I'm adding, it's not making the cymbal bleed any worse. Okay, so it's a really nice gate, right? But why am I saying this is going to change the way you mix drums? Like, I promise I'm not just trying to hype this up. Let me show you what I mean. So in this track, for example, we've got a live snare, live drum recording, but we've also got a snare sample in here. And I'm leaning on it a fair bit. Now here's the thing, when I'm mixing drums, when I'm mixing a snare, for example, Just got a regular gate. You can hear a lot of cymbal bleed when it opens up. Now this live snare, it's a good recording, it's a good performance, it sounds good, but in order to get the crack and attack I need, I've got to crank up the EQ a lot more. Okay, and I also would probably need a little more saturation. But you notice how much nastier that cymbal bleed got just with those extra pushes. Now, if we do the same thing except use silencer, let's see what we can get away with now. Okay, let's mute the sample, and I'll just allow myself to turn up the snare top here. So with silencer, I'm literally able to EQ and compress and saturate snare drums and toms like twice as much as I could before. And the example in this mix is, if I had this plugin when I mixed this song last year, I might not have had to even use the snare sample at all. And you can hear how extreme the processing is on the snare, like even in the context of the whole drum kit. When silencer's off, it's so nasty. Goes from totally unusable to mix ready without a snare sample. So that ability to push the EQ and push the processing that much further without having the cymbal bleed problems, that is a massive deal to me. Like that is a complete game changer. And it's the same thing on toms. In this mix, you can see I used to use a more complicated parallel processing chain where I separated the attack from the sustain of the tom so I could get the ring out of the tom while still having a lot of top end attack. And it sounds good, right? But let's just eliminate that parallel chain. Let's put silencer on instead. We'll go tom mode, and you can see on my EQ, I had filtered out the high end below 5K so that I could have that sustain of that tom without the cymbal bleed. But let's get rid of that. I'm gonna just boost as much top end as I need here. First, let's dial in the gates. Okay, that sounds fine. Pretty much default settings there. So just as much top end attack as I had before, no problems at all. We might de-bleed a little more here. Amazing. It's so easy, so simple. I'm going to show you one more cool function of this plugin. So solid drum mix here, but what we're missing is these ghost notes in the performance. So if I just bypass silencer here on the snare top and bottom, now you'll hear them. Right, so because the gate works so well, we lose those low level hits, right? And this is something I run into all the time as a mixer. So I thought with this gate plugin, I want to make it as simple as possible to quickly automate and let these ghost notes through. So all you got to do is hit this ghost button here, on and off. And how you're going to use this is you're going to enable the automation for it. And we're going to go ahead and do that on the snare bottom track as well. And then I've got these both grouped together so I can do it at the same time. Now, all we've got to do is just automate that ghost button on whenever there's a ghost note. Now we hear it. And we have this little fill right here. So you can hear we miss some of those really soft notes at the start of that fill. So I love this function because it just saves me time when I'm mixing and automating a drum track and trying to get those ghost notes to come out. It just makes it as simple as possible. And I'll show you one more button that's in here, the sidechain button. So if you want to use an external sidechain, maybe a sample track or like a MIDI trigger track to open and close the gate on your live drums, you can do that. You just hit that sidechain button, just select whatever bus you want to feed it with, and the gate is going to open and close based on that incoming sidechain signal instead of what's on the actual track. But you're still going to get the same gating and debleeding characteristics that make Silencer so easy to use and so transparent. So here's the deal, guys. This plugin is actually not available yet. I'm publishing this video a little bit early, but you don't have to wait long. It's coming out this Friday at the end of the week, September 1st. Or if you want to get your hands on it a little sooner, there's a link in the description below for the waitlist signup. So if you sign up for that waitlist, you're going to get two things. Number one, we're going to send you the installer for the free trial a full day early so you can get your hands on this, start trying it out a day before anyone else. Second, we're going to have a special discount, special launch pricing when this plugin launches. So make sure you sign up to that waitlist so you don't just forget about this and miss out and have to pay more when you remember. So sign up to that waitlist, get your hands on it early, make sure you get it for the lowest price possible. I promise you, this is a no-brainer plugin at a no-brainer price. I'm super proud of how it came out. We worked hard on this, but even more so, I'm just excited as a mixer that I now have a tool that allows me to get sounds out of live drums that I simply could not get before. So if you're watching this video a little later on, then the plugin's probably already out. So you can just go to blacksaltaudio.com, check it out, download the trial, pick it up. But if you're watching this early, hit the link below, sign up for the waitlist, get that special launch pricing, and get the early access to try out this plugin for yourself. So can't wait to see what you guys think of this. Thanks for watching. Take care.